The Lord is our shepherd, I shall not want. Him make I like down in a green pastures. Him leadeth I beside still water them. Him restoreth me soul. Him leadeth I in the path of righteousness for him name's sake. Yea! Though I Rasta go walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I can't fear no evil, for thy rod and thy staff, them comforted I and I. Uno prepared a table before I in the presence of our enemy them. Uno anointed I head with uno oil, me cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy I go follow I all the days of I Ivan. Me I go dwell in the house of the Lord God. Ja Keremawe Nkrumah bea tela exact beer tanaista lina ba shante Keremawe Nkrumah tela This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo, where we speak truth to power, and we are live on YouTube and also on Facebook. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. Yes, we are here every day, Monday to Friday from 6 p.m. We go live. Sometimes we have technical issues and we start a little after 6. But my brother, my sister, if the power is still on and doom so does not hate us, we run all the way to 7, sometimes a little after 7, depending on how many stories we have to deal with. But we normally try to stay within 60 minutes of broadcast. 6 p.m. to 7 p.m. Ghana time. Our numbers are rolling up the screens. Please pick up the numbers and do business with us. Our broadcast is heard all over the world, all across Africa and beyond. This is the most authentic Pan-Africanist show. Oh yes, this is a program of patriotism. Here we don't do politics. And here we don't criticize. But if we must criticize, we will do it on one condition: to build and not to destroy. That is why we keep saying we are in the service of God and country. This is the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushodemo. And here we speak truth to power. Come here. Now hear me now. Watch this. Today we have 6 very important issues to look at. And I need you to come along. If you are ready, run it, my youths. Whoa. A vote for MAHAMA. Haram. And this is who's speaking. His name is NAPO. Now, NAPO says that when you vote for MAHAMA and you are a Muslim, it's haram. It means it's illegal. It's punishable. My brother, my sister, many have condemned this, but this is a guy who is so vitriolic when he talks. He talks as if he lacks common sense, yet this is supposed to be a medical doctor. Sometimes politics can make people behave like low-class animals. And I say that without any apology. Why would NAPO say a vote for MAHAMA is haram? And he's speaking to Muslims in an election that people have tried to polarize religion-wise and also tribe-wise. The more we say we are running into the world of democracy, the more we seem to be crazy and be practicing democracy. It hurts. But what is MAHAMA saying about this? MAHAMA asks for forgiveness for NAPO over haram comments. And when you look at the date, it's Sunday, the 10th of November, 2024. I was not in this country. I was somewhere in Jamaica when this news came up. And I was sweating like a pregnant toad on heat. Former President John Dramani Mahama has called for forgiveness for Dr. Matthew Ma Opoku Prempeh, popularly known as NAPO, the running mate of the New Patriotic Party presidential candidate, following his controversial statement that Muslims voting for the NDC is a haram that's forbidden in Islam. Now, the NPP vice presidential candidate addressing NPP party supporters indicated that Muslims voting for the National Democratic Congress is haram, citing Islamic principles as the basis for his statement. Come here, my youth. Whoa. Now, according to him, Muslims should prioritize their faith when making political decisions, implying that voting for NDC would go against Islamic teachings. Dr. Prempeh stated, Muslims should not vote for the NDC because it goes against Islamic teachings. He emphasized that Muslims must prioritize their faith when making political decisions. Dr. Prempe also noted, anyone who supports John Mahama in the Ashanti region invites curses on themselves because he sacked all officials from the region during his tenure. However, speaking at a mini rally in Kaswa, Central Region, Mr. Mahama expressed a call for unity and understanding, urging Ghanaians to prioritize respect and dialogue over divisive rhetoric. Oh my God. In the spirit of unity and progress, I pray that Allah forgives NAPO for his recent comments. Mahama stated, it is vital to remember that faith and respect go hand in hand, and I trust that we can all learn from these moments. Let us continue working together to build a more inclusive and harmonious society. Mahama's call for forgiveness comes in the wake of NAPO's remarks made earlier this week during a campaign tour in northern Ghana, where he asserted that Muslims voting for the NDC would be committing a sin according to Islamic law, haram. His comments have drawn widespread criticism and many condemning them as divisive and inflammatory. Mahama's response underscores the importance of fostering a climate of tolerance and respect in Ghanaian politics, particularly during election campaigns. He stressed the need for leaders to prioritize unity and avoid rhetorics that will incite religious division and conflict. We must all work together to build a Ghana where our differences are respected and where we can live in peace and harmony, Mahama concluded. And this was originally published by Star FM. This man is very wise. He's made NAPO and his ilk feel so stupid with no common sense. You go on a campaign trail because you are short of policies and good communication. All you can do is tribal and religious politics. Do you have common sense? A country that is already polarized along those lines. Every now and then we hear about religious conflicts. Muslims killing Christians, Christians killing Muslims, Muslims killing each other, Christians killing each other, religious conflicts all over the place. You go to Boko, we are facing a very serious tribal conflict over there, ethnic conflict. Today, you don't have any other thing to campaign on except religion and tribalism. This is what Ghanaians should look at and reject these dimwits. They have no common sense. They don't care if the whole of Ghana comes together to break together. They don't care if the whole Ghana is in flames, goes up in flames, as long as they get the votes that they want. This guy like this, I cannot sit in Ghana and have this guy as my vice president. And if this guy was the only doctor in Ghana, I would deal with herbalists. The herbalists that I deal with already. I will remain sick forever if this is the only doctor that is in the world. He is a disgrace to the medical profession. He is a disgrace to Ghanaian democracy and politics. This guy here. Yesterday, somebody whispered into my ears and stepped on my foot. You know what he told me? He said, it looks like NAPO has been sent to destroy the chances of Bawumia. Whilst Bawumia is going round pushing electric vehicles, commissioning projects, this guy, every utterance he brings out is divisive. And it makes nonsense of whatever Bawumia does. I know Bawumia will not win this election if it is fair. Even if it is unfair, Bawumia will still lose. But this man makes it so obvious that Bawumia doesn't even stand a chance in 2 million years to come. He is the enemy of Bawumia, one of the worst enemies of Bawumia. He went to the Ashanti region, the region because of which he was chosen to partner Bawumia in this election. And what did he tell them? No common sense, nothing good to tell the people. You know what he told them? Any vote for Mahama, a curse is going to come on you, because when he was president, he sacked all Ashantis. Should a wise person be speaking like this? Is this politics of foolishness? And this man I go to the hospital and he's coming to check me that he's a doctor. No, you are not a doctor. You are a terrorist. This guy, you look at his face and you wonder how he passed his exams. And I am angry, my brother. These are the hypocrites and parasites with no common sense who, by virtue of some mistake, have been able to find themselves in the high echelons of society, and they are still misbehaving. Look how hard we have struggled to maintain the peace of this country. And this idiot goes round, is all about politics and tribalism and religiosity and so on and so forth. Tell me why I should not be angry. Do you know what is happening in Boko? They are killing each other like animals in that region. Did you see what happened between the Kokombes and the Dagombes, the Nanumbes and the Gonjes, and so on and so forth? We don't want to revisit those days, but this guy is in a geometric speed to return us to those days of calamity. That is why I am angry with him. MAHAMA has been wise, and he made it clear that please let us forgive him and pray that Allah forgives him. Now you go and tell people that it's haram to vote for MAHAMA. According to Islamic principle, it is haram. Why? Did you give any reasons? Is MAHAMA telling Muslims that when he comes into power, he will make sure that every Muslim eats pork? Did MAHAMA tell the people that he will make sure every Muslim gets a bottle of apetition to drink? Is MAHAMA telling them that when he comes into power, he will make sure he breaks all the mosques around? Why is voting for MAHAMA un-Islamic? Why is it haram? Because a few dirty malams around have been given some peanuts, and they are also circumventing and bending the true principles of Islam in order to favor politicians. In these days, it looks like people don't like to speak the truth. But to you, NAPO, I pray for judgment on your head. I pray that if you continue in this light, it shall be dark for you. I don't want to go any further because my words carry power. That's my way. Next story, my youth. Now, the next story we are looking at is equally hot. And I need us to all rally around and look at this important issue. Akufo-Addo better than Nkrumah. And who is saying this? Allotey Jacobs. La ilaha illallah. Why? Allotey Jacobs was a member of the NDC. He still claims he's a member. He had some issues with MAHAMA, just like the other guy, my brother, my sister. And they decided to divert in support of the other political party. Sometimes I blame Ghanaians. This man is on the other side. He's there with them, enjoying all the goodies. The moment there's a disagreement between them, a disagreement that has nothing to do with policy, it has nothing to do with tradition, it is just personal interest, then they move to the other side. It's like a lady who has a guy, they have a personal issue, a personal argument, and she goes to sleep with the enemies of the guy to spite him. Common sense has flown out. I respect Allotey Jacobs. I like how he speaks his Fanti. I am somebody who had a stint in the Fanti land. So when I hear anybody speak Fanti, it weakens me. I love the language. I intentionally chose to do my national service in Fanti land just because of the sweet Fanti language and some other such things. Allotey Jacobs is saying that Nana Akufo-Addo has done better than Nkrumah. Now, the NDC is supposed to be an Nkrumahist tradition party. Whether it is or not is for us to talk about that another day. But the NDC, even under J.J. Rawlings, who was more like somebody against Nkrumah, when you listen to Rawlings, he said a lot of nasty things against Nkrumah. He said Nkrumah only gave us a national anthem and a flag. What else did he do? Wherever he is, may God forgive him for those sins against a great hero like this. We all heard Rawlings say this. Probably he wanted to be seen as somebody who had done better than Kwame Nkrumah. Listen to the tapes of Rawlings. Talk about Nkrumah. He didn't say anything positive, nice about Nkrumah. Yet, he said his party, the NDC, was an Nkrumahist party, Nkrumah tradition, right? Is this still an Nkrumah tradition? Or it was a way of using Nkrumah to win elections? And if Nkrumah was that bad, why would the NDC want to align itself with Nkrumah in the first place under Jerry John Rawlings? I know that the new crop of NDC people are pro-Nkrumah. MAHAMA is one such person, and many. Rawlings claimed to be an Nkrumahist, or better still, belong to an Nkrumahist tradition party. Yet, he said a lot of nasty things against Kwame Nkrumah. It doesn't mean that, of course, if you belong to a certain tradition, you can't critique it. But from what Rawlings said, it was difficult to actually tell that Rawlings was a true Nkrumahist or believed in Nkrumahism. Let's put Rawlings aside. NDC is pro-Nkrumah. A member of the NDC comes out to say that the opposition party has done better than Kwame Nkrumah. Of course, it doesn't mean if you belong to Nkrumah, nobody can do better than Nkrumah. No. But is that the fact? Or is a silly political joke? Run the story, my youth. Watch this. We are not naked. We eat 3 square meals. Party every weekend. Allotey Jacobs praises Akufo-Addo. Yo, run it. And listen attentively. A former Central Regional Chairman of the National Democratic Congress, Bernard Allotey Jacobs, has described the level of development and economic growth under the current government as never seen. Listen, never seen in the history of Ghana. Wow. Now, speaking on Thursday, November 28, 2024, on Peace FM, Allotey Jacobs said, Ghana has seen unprecedented growth despite current economic hardships. And listen to his logic. Pay attention on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday in the evening. Roam the streets of Accra, and you will realize that every pub is playing music with people seated and drinking. Kwame, he says, Kwame, despite the economic hardship in Ghana, we wear clothes. We are not naked. Despite the economic hardships, look at the development that we have witnessed in the past 8 or 7 years. It is unprecedented. Well, he limits it to the past 8 or 7 years. But listen to his logic. He says that this has been unprecedented. Now he brings it home and says, for the past 8 years or 7 years, they have seen development that is unprecedented. Now he's going to get into his own net. Watch this. He says, it is unprecedented. I'm a CPP member, an Nkrumahist, but Kwame Nkrumah could not do any of it. Let's face facts. Dash it away. Yeah? He's landed in his own net. He's no more talking about the NDC. He says that he is a CPP member. And that even though the CPP is all about the Nkrumahist ideology, in fact, Nana Addo has done better than Kwame Nkrumah. I pray for forgiveness for this man, and I pray that the spirit of Nkrumah forgives this man. But my brother, this is what we see. Listen to his kindergarten logic. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, go to the pubs. People are sitting there and they are drinking, and we are not naked. We are wearing clothes and we are drinking at the pubs and they are playing music. The more people die, the more people play music and go and drink. Does it mean development? The weekends. These are days that we have our funerals in a country that is so interested in dead bodies rather than living things. If you want to judge the level of development by the partying of the people, then you are a dimwit, a nitwit, people are chilling. They sit in a club and drink their lives away. They drink their sorrows away. That means that they are having fun. Go out there and see what people are drinking. Burukutu, apeteshi. They are drinking their lives away. How many people go out because they are sad? They want to have their last dance and go home and die. They are not naked. Even the poorest people on earth are not naked. They clothe themselves in one way or the other with rags and so on and so forth. But this guy here, because of dirty politics and because somebody's probably sponsoring him to come and talk this rot about the founder of this nation, I'm so ashamed of Allotey Jacobs. I didn't know politics could make people stoop this low. He says Nana Addo has done better than Nkrumah. Before free education, which is supposed to be the trump card of this guy called Nana Akufo-Addo, Nkrumah had already put it in motion. And we have newspaper cuttings to show you all that. The first time we experienced free education, it was Nkrumah who gave it to us. I enjoyed free education because of Nkrumah. Because where I come from, there's no cocoa. But he gave us what was known as the NES, Northern Extraction Scholarship. My brother, my sister, Allotey Jacobs says that Nana Addo has done better than Nkrumah. Nkrumah who gave us our independence. Nkrumah who built a school at least from his own private pockets. Nana Addo has not even built one classroom block from his own pocket. Nkrumah who gave us the whole of the motorway. Dirty thinking politicians say that Nana Akufo-Addo did better than Nkrumah. Nkrumah who became the father of Pan-Africanism, doled out money and gave out to Guinea in order to strengthen our bonds and our peace and our unity. Nana Addo has done better than him. Nkrumah who established factories unprecedentedly across the whole of Africa, unprecedentedly. Has Nana Addo done that? Nkrumah, who sent many of our great men and women out there to acquire new skills and return all the way to Ghana to come and build our nation. Now, they send them abroad and they remain there. It's like a way of honoring them, food for the boys. Chobo. Nana Addo has done better than. Look at the wanton stealing. Look at the crime of stealing and robbery in our nation. And you still tell me that Nana Addo has done better than your hero Nkrumah in CPP. I forgive you. These are hungry politicians. Anybody who gives them anything, they sell out and say anything. I'm so ashamed of this guy. That's him. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo. When we return, we got more. Hey! Hey!
Blakk Pot, Kukushonomo.
It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kukushonomo, and here we speak truth to power. Next one. Make sure your comments come in. We'll be reading them pretty soon. All right? All right. So the next story, and it says, MAHAMA, economy illiterate? It's a question. Is MAHAMA an economy illiterate. But who is saying that MAHAMA is an economy illiterate? The shiny-headed, Sakura-headed, handsome Bawumia. You can't take it away from him. He's handsome. Yes, even though he has a pot belly, he is a handsome guy. My brother, my sister. Bawumia says that MAHAMA is an economy illiterate. In other words, he doesn't know anything about economics and anything about data relating to economics. Authenticate it, my lord. Run it, my youth. You don't understand economic data. Bawumia hits MAHAMA hard in fiery riposte. Run it, my youth. Hey. Now, the vice president and presidential candidate of the NPP, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia, has taken former President John Dramani Mahama to the cleaners, exposing what he calls Mahama's dreadful record in all economic indicators. In a fiery delivery in the Nkrumah constituency of the Greater Accra region, Dr. Bawumia laughed off claims by former President Mahama on his Facebook page that the current NPP government is a failed government. Responding, Dr. Bawumia taunted former President Mahama for not understanding economic data, because if he did, he wouldn't be comparing his failed government with the NPP's when every available economic data showed that the NPP had a superior record. He said, he has performed better than us. And I said, if you believe you performed better, come for a debate. But he has run away. Dr. Bawumia said, he has written on his Facebook that NPP is a failed government. Then I said, maybe he doesn't understand the economy. He either does not read the data or he does not understand the data. He doesn't understand, Dr. Bawumia said, as he launched a fiery counter response on all economic indicators. I want him and those around him to listen to me this evening. So I explained the data to them so that they will get an understanding. Dash it away. Bawumia, we've heard about your data over and over. Come here and bring Bawumia there. Bawumia, Your Excellency, I don't really see what is excellent about Your Excellency. Hi! Nana Akufo-Addo brought you in because it was said that you were an economic wastegate. Little did he know that that head is full of chaff. All the data, all the economy, the microeconomics, macroeconomics, and the x-axis cutting across the y-axis, and at the cross point, we call it the equilibrium. And you see, and Ghana, and economy, all that was chaff. At the time, we were blinded. We didn't want to see MAHAMA. So we wanted you on. Today, your data analysis, your knowledge in data analysis has not helped us in any way, except to give us a Ghana card and a plethora of lies about economy. Let your knowledge in economics respond and reflect in our pockets. Why is your party less popular if you knew all the indicators favored you? Can I ask again? He's saying that all the economic indicators show that the NPP has done better than the NDC. May I ask, why is it that recent statistics and data all show that your party has lost favor and everybody is running away from your party, and MAHAMA is the person who is going to be the next president? Info Analytics said it. All the major ones, international. Rastaman will say outernational. They've all said that your party, the NPP, has lost verve and luster. So what are you saying about these economic indicators and blah, blah, blah? See, when the economy is weak, when the foundation is weak, the exchange rate would expose you. You've taken the cedi all the way to 17 Ghana cedis. I was in America a couple of weeks back. I went to Jamaica. My brother, anytime I put my card there for money and it changed my cedis into dollars, the card grew wings and flew like air. All the money was gone. How many Ghanaians who are well paid in this country can live in America for 2 weeks? Accommodation alone takes all your money. Feeding takes all your money. Commute, left, right, and center, take all your money. So you ask yourself, what is happening to our city? We create an artificial imbalance in our country to make it look like the city is worthy of anything. But the moment you cross the borders of this country, the city is nothing but air. I don't know how they do it in here. But in Ghana here, much as food prices are rising and going higher and higher and people cannot buy, it is still better in some countries. I go to America and I want to buy oat milk. And when I buy one, in fact, the amount is equivalent to buying 3 of those in Ghana. Under normal circumstances, you would say that it is better to buy it in Ghana. But Ghana is not an island. Ghana comes together with the rest of the world. So when they create that artificial kind of thing in the country, even though prices are rising high, don't try to leave the shores of this country to even do business. Businessmen are not making money anymore because their city cannot buy anything unless they convert it. And when they convert it, it becomes nothing. As long as you don't convert your city, you will not suffer as much as the person who converts it. But 99% of everything we use in this country doesn't come from this country. For that matter, you would only be opening your mouth and drinking air. That's the only way you can keep your city in this country. I don't know how many people understand. If you hold your Ghana city, stay in Ghana and try to do some small buying left, right, and center. But even with that, those people who import the things into the country, they convert the money into dollar, into pound, and prices keep skyrocketing. That tells you there's an artificial, controlled imbalance in this country. It's not natural. I don't know how many people understand this. But whether Mahama understands the economy or not, whether he's an economy literate or illiterate, the statistics are all saying, including all the prophets who supported Nana Akufo-Addo when he was coming to power, that the next president of the republic is Mahama. Why? Because Ghana has lost favor. How can you be the incumbent and you have to work so hard? Electric vehicles, you are commissioning things a few days to election. Who are you trying to impress? You didn't impress us all these years. 10 days to election, 5 days to election. That's when you can impress people. You are a joker. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Kokoshonomo, where we speak truth to power. When we return, we would be reading your messages, and then we have some hot stories for you. Hey! Way! Boyo!
Blackpot. Kokushona, man.
Go on, Skipper George.
Blackpot. Kokushona, man.
Sorry about that technical difficulty. All right? Send your messages in and let's look at what you're looking at. What are you thinking? Let's see your messages. We're going to divide the messages into two. We'll read the first batch and we'll come in with the second batch. And we'll be done. JDSGH says, greetings, Black Rasta. We are live. More fire. Yelmio Tuala says, good evening, Black. It's another beautiful day. A welcome, sir. Thank you so much. Yakubu Abdul Kabiru Gong says, we are watching live from Zangbalong by Gong A. Kabiru. Thank you. Zangbalong Massive and crew. How are you doing? Flacco Harlem TV says, respect. Tayiru Faisal says, Black Rasta is the only major general in the reggae industry in Ghana. To my darling says, I am already seated in class. Black, waiting for your lectures. More fire. Tayiru Faisal comes back to say, Black Rasta, not as if he lacks sense, but rather he lacks sense, Ankasa. Kwaboni says, come here. You think so you day wise. Wayo. Tayiru Faisal comes again, says, watching you live from Saudi Arabia. Riyadh, to be precise. All right? Tayiru Faisal comes again, says, I love the way Muslims and Christians live together, not like other countries. So we shouldn't allow politicians to be deceiving us in this time of elections. I agree with you. Goswe Jata says, Wayo! Tayiru Faisal says, Black Rasta, Malam Maikano's son, Abdul Faidi, also said, anyone who votes for NDC, Baba Jallo won't forgive that person. Well, these are all religious bigots. But we, the Zongo people, are getting wiser and smarter. Now we don't even listen to them anymore. They fooled us for too long. We have our own minds. Kofi Azuma says, greetings to my brother, Black Rasta, on this blessed Thursday and Thanksgiving Day here in America, right? Black Rasta, welcome back from your trip from the Americas. I missed your program yesterday. Yes, I was in America. I was in Connecticut. I was also in New York. I went to New Jersey, and then I flew to Jamaica. I was in Kingston, Jamaica. I'm glad I was able to make it. Kobani says, did Allotey Jacobs make any sense? What do you think? Kofi Azuma says, make sure you all watching this live stream right now, click on the like button and subscribe and donate to this channel. Blessed love, Kofi Azuma. We love you and we appreciate you. Your comments are welcome. Send your comments in. Do business with us. Our numbers are scrolling on the screen. Yes, call us and do business with us. Tayiru Faisal says, this man with a head like a sharpening stone. Does he make sense at all? Nasalfu says, welcome back, Black Rasta, my brother. And Kofi Azuma comes back and says, call all your friends and family members to come and watch and listen to the truth here with Black Rasta. First, Tayiru says, I'm more fire. Yeah. Kofi Azuma says, shout out to Kevin Taylor. Yes, Kevin Taylor and Free Mind and Udemaya and that big time DJ Kimo in Bolga. Love and respect, my brother, and big up all those you mentioned. I love them all. Nas Salif who says love. Kofi Azuma says, make sure all of you share this live stream with your friends and family members anytime Black Rasta is live on the real truth of what's going on in Ghana. All right? It is what it is. And now this one is from YouTube, right? Yeah, Facebook, all right? And it says, Alasan K. Jibril says, he's laughing. Abubakar Yaru, maybe he's mistaken Nkrumah's Nanado. Alasan K. Jibril says, welcome back, Black Rasta. Mubarak says, fire. Roberto Neopre says, brilliant submission. All right? Love and respect. We take that as a compliment. We appreciate you and we love you. All right? So we're going to take the next story as quickly as we can. Keep your messages coming in. We're going to do that in a bit. After free SHS, what next? Alan Kyerematen is asking a very intelligent question. This is Alan Kyerematen. So many people say that he's embittered. That's why he left the NPP. He said, Adru Muso, Kufuor and the rest have not supported him. He's angry with Kufuor. He says he started the whole thing as a pioneer with Kufuor, and Kufuor has gone to endorse somebody else with no record. Well, this is for another debate, another day. But he's asking a question. He says, what next after free SHS? Run it, my youth. After free SHS, what next? Alan quizzes and pledges to review it to empower graduates. Run it, my youth. All right? So presidential aspirant Alan Kyerematen has unveiled a bold plan to reform the free SHS program, addressing its long-term sustainability and providing structured pathways for graduates to transition into tertiary education or the job market. Now, speaking during the Presidential Encounters 2024, hosted by the Ghana Broadcasting Corporation on November 22, 2024, Alan Kyerematen emphasized the need for a comprehensive review of the policy to ensure its objectives and fully, Now, the free SHS program is a great policy, and I doubt whether any government will discontinue it, he said and noted. However, he cautioned that the program in its current form lacks provisions for life after SHS, posing the critical question after free SHS, what next? That's it away. He has asked a very important question. Now, it looks like we are so much in a hurry to just pass the SHS students. Double track, triple track, quadruple class track, go to school for 2 days, go home and sit for 7 trillion years. They are in a hurry to pass you. Nobody fails. Hook, line, and sinker passes. They pass all of you so that when you go and sit down at home. They are not actually building your mind. They are not training you to be able to get a job, to be able to make you a good citizen. All they are interested in is the numbers. Oh, we have been able to pass 7 million students. Recently, the examinations betrayed them. What kind of education is this? Where everybody passes, nobody fails. What kind of education is this that nobody says that, oh, you didn't grasp this one properly. Come and sit back so that we go through it and look at it better. Nobody. Alan Kyerematen has asked the question. After free SHS, what next? What plans do you have for the graduates? That's it away. I'm asking the same question. Next story. And it is also explosive. Support Ghana, inside or outside. And this is Professor KAUFMANN. Her father was my headmaster at Kyerematen Secondary School, Kumasi. Her father was Mr. YK Ifa. In fact, I know her family quite well. She didn't go to Kyerematen Secondary School, but I do know that I did. Kofi Ifa, who is also a medical doctor right now as we speak, and is in Bator, is from this family. And there's another person who is also from the family, who, in fact, is into printing, and so on and so forth. One other Ifa. My brother, my sister, this woman has said something that needs some brilliant debate. Run it. Watch this. Contribute to Ghana's progress, whether you return or stay. Professor KAUFMANN to international students. Run it. Whether or not an international student returns to Ghana after study is a secondary matter compared to the question of their active contribution to the country's advancement with the knowledge acquired. Professor Elsie Ifa KAUFMANN has intimated. She spoke to Class News' Prince Benjamin on Wednesday, November 27, 2024, on the sidelines of the Education USA Advisory Center launch, UOSU, Accra. Now, the engineer and academic recalled that when she left Ghana to study biomedical engineering abroad, she stayed in the US and the UK for 15 years before returning home. She noted her education and experience in the West were invaluable, shaping and enriching her worldview She, however, had no intentions to stay back despite the enticing offers she had because, amongst other reasons, she had to honor a promise made to the panel that selected her to study abroad. Also, her return home was imperative, she noted, because she had to contribute a quota to the development of a country she loved deeply. Notwithstanding, Professor KAUFMANN underlined, it is not easy to return to Ghana after studying abroad. That's rhetoric. This is very debatable. I know the Ifes, they love Ghana. None of them lives abroad. Their father lived and died right here in this country as an honorable man. He was one of the best headmasters I had. YK Ifa. We used to call him Boge. That was his nickname. I don't know if anybody ever called him that in his face. He was a very brilliant headmaster. I remember when I went to Kyerematen Secondary School, he didn't even wait to talk to me. He said, I am repeating him. I won't let him go to the 3rd class. He will start with the 1st class. And my father said, oh, but he's in the 3rd class in the school that is coming from. Say, aha, there. Me didn't go from 1. Aha. We cannot being too much. So from 1 here, it's like from 5 in another school. My father told me that he tried to argue with the man and tell the man that I was extremely brilliant. But he held on to his guns, Mr. YK Ifa. See if you can find a photo. Well, don't worry about it. YK Ifa was right. When I went to Form 1 at Kyerematen Secondary School, the first examination I wrote, I entered late, 2nd term. When I entered, it was time to write exams. I was 27th out of 31 students. And he called my father and said, one will ban position. What did 27 on only last male? What did manu kwa? Sebi. A manu kwa na wabiti om. Kokano chia na edi asema breme. If you beat somebody in chia, see what did nipa krono on? What didn't? Examination we made do. Athletics in Swa. They say, hey, say you go to America, medi. Say, uni oba go to America. And I'm going to exam now, so you be dinwa. Man, she ya. Na, umudi wanua koto asembone. Chino aba. Chi master. Ghana yewo we master. Ena yewo chi master. Mina ye frame chi master. Chi. My brother, my father called me. I remember I had to go to the PNT and pick the phone. He said, my son. I said, Father, why have you let me down? Eli, lama sabachthani. I started to cry. I said, Daddy, in the main exam, me di omunyina. A man in me di omunyina. And when the examination came, I taught them a lesson that they will never ever forget. Today, when you go to Kyerematen Secondary School, my name is written in gold. My hebi also. My hebi papa. Now my being ashe. Anyway, let me put the trumpet aside and look at this. My brother, patriotism is key. What this woman is saying is that when we take you abroad to go and study, no matter what, make sure that you contribute to the development of Ghana. It is most important for you to return because Ghana sent you to train you and bring you home. But for some reason, if you're not able to return, which should not happen, still make sure that you contribute in whatever way to the development of the nation. I don't think it's a bad thing. Yes, see, who dream papa, na we dream bonesu. Me ko fa de we na me ko na man tumi amfa de no a de ben e wose me. You must have some allowance. Don't go with the mind that you want to stay there. But if it happens that you are unable to come back immediately, that's the word I wanted it to have used. Continue to serve your country that sent you there. Hallelujah. Mapon, dash it away. Some people, the moment they get the scholarship and they are going, say, hi, brother Yami, that's the same thing. In Babium, quite one say me pebble ni baby awaren. Warren we are na my G papers. And no no. Let me show me how far. God there say me know I dear man cry. I can say you know about there. You know what to kwanta. Pai. You know what to kwanta. Pai. It's a tree chain kofi wayo. My brother, on a more serious note, there are some people who already make up their minds that no, wherever you are, remember to stick to Ghana. I like a lot of Jamaicans in that regard. Wherever they are in the world, you're Jamaica, you know what I mean, Miss Jamaica. Boy, me have to go to Jamaica, you know. Long time I not go to Jamaica. Ha! Even if they are in hell, they want to eat Jamaican food, Jamaican patty. They want to eat ackee and saltfish. They want to eat. Wherever you find a Jamaican, it will be difficult that he's out there eating Chinese fried rice and worms and cockroaches. He wants to eat his ackee and saltfish. When I went to Jamaica and I went to have my meal, they were forcing me to eat ackee. I said, in Ghana, we don't eat ackee. So somebody overheard me and came to me and said, why? Like Jamaican? How come you don't like it, man? Every Jamaican like it. I said, you sure? Every Jamaican? Yeah, man. Show me one Jamaican when I like ackee. I mean, I go show you a country when I have no flag. He was ready to talk. I said, boss. Hey, boss. Thank you, boss, man. That's some natural. Final story. We have one last story and we are gone. Finance minister pulls gun at youth. And this is the deputy finance minister. In school, we used to call him Sticker. I know him too much. He was my senior. There was a time he even gave me a certain award. Secondary school. But he's not representing us properly. I'm not going to tongue lash him, but he's not. This was the guy who was in the media crying that the NPP was doing so much, that Akufo-Addo was doing so much, yet Ghanaians were not seeing. Well, the elections will show you that you have deceived yourself. You are only acting a Hollywood movie, commissioning uncompleted things, bringing electric vehicles where you have no charging points, basic infrastructure out. Tickle yourself and laugh. Self-sympathy. He pulled a gun. Or trained you. Run it, my youths. This is from Tree News, my own Tree News. Deputy Finance Minister pulls gun at youth in self-defense. Let's see if it's first self-defense. There was drama at Atase Manson Zongo, Ashanti region, when Deputy Finance Minister and MP for Ishaiso, Dr. Stephen Amwa, aka Sticker, allegedly pulled a gun at some young men. Now, according to eyewitnesses, the incident happened when some youth accosted the Deputy Minister on November 26 to demand that he honored his promise. Listen on. Bring it back. Listen, bring it back. Listen, listen. According to eyewitnesses, the incident happened when some youth accosted the deputy minister on November 26, 2 days ago, to demand that he honored his promise. Run it. Watch this. The MP and his opponent were invited by the Unity and Love family for a lunch. The MP promised to give the group 5,000 Ghana cedis after the event, but he refused to honor his pledge. So he was accosted by the youth. In the course of the verbal exchange, one of the guys pulled a toy gun and pointed it at the MP, who also went into his car and pulled a pistol, thus creating a pandemonium. An eyewitness told 3news.com. Another eyewitness said the MP was advising the youth against drugs. Some took offense and started raising issues of an unfulfilled AstroTurf project. In the course of that, one of the boys pulled an object which looked like a gun. The MP became apprehensive and he also went into his car and pulled his live gun. Meanwhile, Dr. Stephen Amwa has confirmed the incident to 3 News. According to him, my life was in danger. I had to defend myself. Even Jesus Christ will react if you pull a gun at him. Dash it away. Now they are saying that brandishing of toy guns is said to have become a trend in the Garden City. Every time we have some trends. This time around, if you brandish a toy gun, all the youth are walking with toy guns. Yellow, green, blue guns. It's dangerous, isn't it? Well, I am not against the minister trying to defend himself. I am against anybody pulling a gun, be it a toy gun or a live gun, at anybody. That is why sensible parents never buy toy guns for their children at Christmas. If you buy your children toy guns, they will experiment with the real guns. Buy them aeroplanes, toy cars, toy buildings, so that when they grow, they will strive to know how a car is made, how a plane is made. Rather than the toy guns, they will brandish guns when they grow. It's in Peter Tosh's song. You can't blame the youth. Listen to that song. My brother, but I am happy that the youth at least demanded accountability from the MP. And I'm glad it happened in election year. I wonder if he can go back again to the youth and ask them to vote for him. Upon, dash it away. It's the Blakk Pot, aka Koko Show. And here we speak truth to power. Can we look at your final messages? And we are done. All right. Kofi Azuma says, Black Rasta, I missed you while you were in the USA. Were you able to make it to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania? No, sir. I couldn't make it. Very busy. He says, no one can take away from Bawumia being a real champion of toilets in Ghana. Black Rasta. Faisal Tairu says, Dr. Baolaya doesn't talk about economy anymore. Ba Anthony says, one of the finest journalists in Ghana, always speaking truth to power. I appreciate you, sir. Ras says, Salam Ngele, greetings from Germany. Respect. Tairu Faisal says, Black Rasta, light bill alone nowadays is more than rent in some parts of Ghana. Could you imagine? It's true. We just moved into this place and they told us some new meters. It took 1 million years to get the meters. And when we bought electricity, when we switched on our lights, the lights started dancing azonto, 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 fuin, light to nasa. Very expensive. Kofi Azuma says, Black Rasta keeps preaching nothing but the real truth. Millions of Ghanaians are watching you from all over the world. We just need to get everyone to click on the like button and subscribe and also donate. Thank you so much. Raymond Asante says, Mr. Blakk, Bawumia will win. And I will expect you to leave Ghana when he wins, as you have always said. It is possible. Well, if Bawumia wins, I will congratulate the people of Ghana, but I will radically leave this country. I just returned from places, Jamaica and other places. Look, my passport is like a children's color book. So many visas. Every country in the world would appreciate that I have come in because I'm a good person. So I will live. For all the years Bawumia will be here, that will mean Ghanaians are immune to pain. But after the elections, let's meet again And let's see if it is possible or impossible for Bawumia. Hallelujah. Isaac Aku says, watching you live from Qatar, more fire. Michael Nyansafo says, what do you think about Kyerematen? I love Kyerematen. He's a brilliant guy. I met with him. We had dinner together before he even came into the country. In fact, friends had contacted me. Brilliant guy. You know, he gave away his citizenship in order to come and serve this nation. My brother, I wish and pray that he would be patient, groom himself more into a bigger and better future in politics. For now, it doesn't look like he's going to be the next president of Ghana. But it won't remain like this forever. No. Kofi Azuma says, Blakk Rasta, I'm watching you from Pennsylvania. And he says, Blakk Rasta, will all social media be blocked on December 7 during the election? Well, that's what we are telling the president, never to try it. Never, ever to try it. Now that they are trying to limit journalists in these elections, they can do anything. But democracy is still solid in Ghana in one way or the other. Ekoboni says the youth need to be analytical and think critically ahead of the upcoming elections. We must all think Ghana first. I agree with you. Ghana first. Kofi Azuma says, Blakk Rasta, we had heavy snow here last week. You should have been here. Blakk Rasta, we are all waiting on you in Pennsylvania. When are you coming back to the US? Well, I'm looking at the African History Month, or what is called the Black History Month. I'm looking at coming to, give a few lectures. And to my darling, our Blakk Rasta, Woody, Emmanuel, 27 out of 31. Lovely story for coming back strong. Tahiru Faisal says, please like and share. Yes, like and share the broadcast. Kofi Azuma says, Blakk Rasta, what time are you on in the United States? What time? I'm in Ghana. I've returned to Ghana. Kofi Azuma says, brothers and sisters need to know so they can catch you. Oh, all right. So it's 6 o'clock Ghana time. And we are 5 hours ahead of the US. So that's about 1 p.m. in most parts of the US, right? All right. So do the calculation for other parts of the US. Yeah. All right. Razion says, GH says, Blakk, put them on their toes. I will. Abubakar Yaro says, if JDM had debated this psychopath called, well, I would have never liked JDM again. Michael Nignon says, if NPP wins this election, then we are doomed in Ghana. I agree with you. It's a Blakk Pot, a.k.a. Coco Show no more, where we speak truth to power. We love you. We appreciate you. I want to say God bless you. Catch me again tomorrow, same time, 6 p.m. Ghana time, 1 o'clock American time, 1 o'clock Jamaican time. This is me saying, hey, why, wayo.